in a real spirited way. Alvin Davis, when I last talked to him, said that, you know what? We need artists to save us from machines. So we need to be imaginative in how we kind of look at what is happening right now. We have to create imaginative solutions, solutions that may be out of the box, solutions that you may have be challenged within the democracy to think about. We may be challenged, but we have to think about this as we move now further into the 21st century. The last economic downturn in 1934, there was no language in our vocabulary for middle class. There was language for working people, working class people. There was no language in our vocabulary for climate change. There was no language. We weren't talking about that. We weren't talking about that. We're 2 million people on the planet. 2 billion people on the planet. So 1 billion people on the planet. First time that the world registered 1 billion people was 1800 on the planet. So in 134 years, through this system, this incredible system of industrialization, we have another billion people. Now notice that I said that it took the world to 1800 to get to 1 billion people. It took them 134 years to get to 2 billion people. When I was born 62 years ago, it was 2.5 billion people. And now we have somewhere over 6.5 billion people on the planet in that short time. So we have to take into consideration what the relationships that we develop, what are those relationships going to look like domestically? What are those relationships going to look like in our community? What are the relationships going to look like in terms of this what we consider the word democracy? What are those relationships going to look like in our workplace? Where are they going to look like? What are they going to look like internationally? What are those relationships? What are some of the most profound things that are happening internationally? How come we don't know about those things that are happening internationally? We demonize what is happening in Latin America, but something extraordinary is happening in Latin America. And we often categorize or personalize it with certainly one person, Hugo Chavez. But it's not simply Hugo Chavez. There's a president of Paraguay who was a priest who fought, who basically struggled in liberation theology. I think Dr. King was a liberation theology. Let's call him a liberation theology. There's an iron worker, the president of the 10th largest economy in the world, in Brazil, Lula. There's an ex-colonel in the army in Venezuela. There's another of African descent, too. He's an Afro-descendant as well. There's another president, a woman, the president of Argentina, a woman, the president of Chile. You know, a radical economist, the president, a radical economist, the president of Ecuador. All these are real issues that are real, something to try to. And besides there's a president of Bolivia whose first language is not even Spanish, who's uneducated, and who came to power because of a movement, the movement not to privatize water. That's exceptional. These presidents coming together and understanding clearly that there's an integration process that is happening after more than 160 years, 180 years of the Monroe Doctrine, more than 180 years of the Monroe Doctrine. Now they come together and reshape the vision of their people. And within that process, 90 million are Afro-descendants living in Brazil. 90 million. Where do we see ourselves in relationship to that? President Obama said the world is changing in his inauguration speech, and we have to change with it. We are the ones that are going to have to push for that change. Remember, historically, we are the ones that have pushed for change from the bottom up. And when King said that peace is not only the cessation of conflict, but the presence of justice, we're going to have to be the ones who are going to have to push for that. So kind of picture of this. We have to do it. We must do it. It's imperative that we do it. However we see this democracy that de Tocqueville saw 170 years ago, and where it's shaped, it's in our hands. We took whatever energy and whatever resources we could and fought because we knew that this change had to happen. But it has to be the change that we envision. And we have to push for it. We can't sit back now in our easy chair, now that we have our man in office. We have to push for it. We have to push him. We have to make him do things that he may not want to do. You know what I'm saying? We have to do that. We have to talk about, the Employee Free Choice Act. Right. If we become the true democracy, see, King talked about not just integrating into this. He understood that it was while King talked about saving this country's soul, we have to be in the process of saving this country's soul. That's where it is. Don't make no sound about it. We make no problems, there's no argument with that. We have to be in the process. And simply the election of this extraordinary man, this brilliant man, is not enough. We have to push and keep pushing. And we have to have our voice out in this democracy. So let's give new meaning to this. As King often said, we gave new meaning to this democracy during the Civil Rights Movement. We gave new meaning to the democracy, the movement for women's suffrage and women's rights movement. We gave new meaning to this democracy. We gave voice to the issues of gay and lesbian. We gave new meaning to this democracy, and let's continue to give new meaning. Working unions and working class people gave new meaning to this democracy when they fought against child labor, when they fought for a fair 8-hour day, when they fought for just wages, when they fought and marched. And they all are heroes in that. They gave new meaning. We have to do new meaning. We have to give new meaning to this democracy. Paul Robeson once said that every generation makes its own history. And in making their own history, they're defined by that history. They're judged and defined by the history. We will be judged and defined by the history we made at this moment, at this time. Thank you.